in, good people. Welcome in. Come on in the building. Let's get settled in. As we got a long night to go. We got a lot of work to do tonight. That's for sure. When I tell you we got a lot of work to do, I do mean it. So, do me a favor. We want to get as many people in here as possible. The link will go out. I am going to make sure I add in one Steve Rummage. I will send him. I am making sure he has the invite as we speak. But definitely take a second. Let me know you're in the building. Say hello. Get the comments in there. All that good stuff. Okay. The invite has went out. Here I come, y'all. Setting up shop. Now we knew what you was waiting on. Now we knew what you was waiting on. Yeah, we bringing that down for this, y'all. Let me get to the comment section. First and foremost, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Let me I'm just doing this because there's children watching, and we'll get our beverages. We'll get our beverage together right in front of the camera. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. Just making sure we got everything good to go. I'm pretty sure if anybody wants to support the channel, you will see the link at the bottom. If you do want to support the channel, whoo! Hold on, y'all. Let me pop open that focus. That is certainly. Hold on. Shout out Michelle. And shout out. I'm gonna make Lauren drink tonight. So how do we start this off? Brian says, "What's up, everyone?" On behalf of Lauren K, who is our secretary for the evening, Lauren K, cheers. Actually, one of our providing sponsors for tonight, our unofficial sponsors for tonight, Focus Energy Drink. Let me run through it. Cars 93, what's up? Demand answers. Debacle. West End Wayne, 100% correct. Also, what I want to do tonight, I have it already. What I intend on doing is giving others the opportunity to jump in here tonight. My studio or channel. Okay. What I want to do, okay, I have to go and go. Is there any way I want to comment and pin the comment? Okay. Sorry. Okay, let's catch up now. I took a nap. Would like to be up for this one. Good job. Excuse my language. What the fuck is going on, Solo Haze? Don't worry about it. We are the reason I wait. How are they going to spend this? The reason I wait till the evening, everybody knows, is because I kind of don't enjoy the censorship that goes on during the day. So let's make sure this is on a good one. So people, I did pin the link to join us. Now I'm gonna put about a minute timer on everybody. Either myself or Lauren is going to put the minute timer. So do not get offended if the timer goes off. That's the best way we'll be able. But if you plan on joining the show, make sure you fill out the just how to join it. It's very simple. You might not want to do it tonight, but click on that link and see how you set it up if you want to join me some nights. I'm going to give Steve a chance first to join in. So Lawrence, I won't jump straight to you. I'll give Steve a chance to get in here. And I'm gonna go through some of the comments because I want to see. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But cheers, Michelle. Cheers, Lauren, and cheers everybody who's joining me tonight. A lot to talk about. I can already tell what y'all are trying to do. Listen, when I get to the super chats, I will flash them up. I'm so pissed off. Kojak Card, the device not connected, but I do see you down there. Kyler, what's going on? Hey, y'all buckle up because this ride is going to get bumpy. Do you mean the ride tonight, or do you mean the ride within the next year? The ride over the future? What part are we talking about in particular? Good evening, Lauren. Erasmus says, "What's up, everybody?" Bond 502 been waiting on this all night. I hope y'all did get some sleep. I do see everybody's kind of learning how to set everything up. I wait. This is the worst. Look, I see that Alex 22. I'm thinking it's Poitras. Because that's what I think, Alex 22. Again, Bradley, good evening. Do we boycott soon? No. Okay, there's immediate reactions, and then there's going to be some legal ramifications that we could talk about. Like I said, Connor, I see you there. Vern, I see you there. Just like I said, once give Rummage a chance to jump in. I'm going to start like this. There's definitely the Vince Tyree element that we're going to talk about. Connor says I'm alive. Hi, Marie. Marie, I'm sorry I made you stand up. Big G Sanders in the building. I'm just making sure I acknowledge everybody. Johnny G. I'm done. I'm about done. Elaborate on these. What's going on? Unholy Parakeet 123. That's a good name. You think Tyler Perry was writing our university script? That's a fact. That's a great comment. I hope you put that on Twitter or something. Get some props out of that comment. When news broke Satterfield was staying in FSU, I wanted Vince gone. Now I'm starting to think it's him, not the president. She already doesn't like Max. She's in the process. She's okay. I want to ask the question: if y'all like we can have this conversation from the angle of the president down. You like I said. I don't feel like we have to do the history, but I mean we can go back to the presidential search from Postal, from Greg Postal to David Grissom, all that good stuff. Oh, okay. Here y'all are in luck. You're on luck. It's not actually not luck. Mr. Rummage. Boy, Mr. Rummage has a look on his face right now.
Man, is that not terrible?
Where do you start, Steve?
Oh, gosh, I don't even know.
Hold on. We lost you, Steve. We lost you. Um, I think his microphone went down. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, one day I'll realize when I hit that comment, hit that. I don't even,
look, it's been a long, rough day, Steve.
dude, I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, listen, it's the night show, so we can talk a little more freely. Just to cut to the chase, man. I mean, Jeff Brom's going to come to Louisville. He was going to. I mean, trust me, and I know there's a ton of people out there on Twitter that know more than the Broms. But Drew said it today. I talked to him before he went on the air, and then he went ahead and just said it over the air. They were disappointed, man. They had, I think that there had already been a thumbs up given. This thing gets done, we're in, and I believe the plan was to hire Jeff early next week after Sunday. And so that was just the first bit of crappy news. Was when we, of course, you hire Scott Satterfield back. Now, let me say this. I do feel comfortable saying I believe Scott Satterfield is looking. I believe he's got his agent on it. I believe he is looking to get out of here.
Because he knows this situation has gone way past recoverable.
Yeah. And let me just say, and we'll just talk coaches. We'll stick with coaches just for a second, if that's cool. And then we'll get to the other stuff that's there. I don't think from the beginning, it's not a think, I know. The Satterfields don't like it here. They're not, I don't think, yeah, you're fine. I don't think from the beginning that they really cared for it here. So,
I mean, do you want to throw in the acknowledgement of the timeline? Timeline of them coming here.
Well, I do think that they're,
listen, all the downtown stuff happened right when they got here.
Yeah, and they already, I don't think were big fans of the move here.
Yeah, kids talking about leaving school and
kids were staying back home and stuff. So honestly, if Satterfield had it his way, I believe they would have probably, worked something out.
And keep in mind, like, that thing gets glossed over because you think, okay, we'll win him over. This is a very nice place. We will win him over. Yeah. So when he first got here and you heard the kind of the complaining in the background about his family and, oh yeah, I had to bring the kids out of school. And, our original response was even like really? Like,
yeah,
dude, like, you were in the FCS last year. Now you're in Power 5 at Louisville. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
When you say 2-10, that was a 2-10 anomaly. 2-10, like, dude, we just came off of 6 years of good ass football. Like, your turn up your nose. I'm recovering some 2-10. We let the little comment slide about, well, yeah, we got some guys that aren't bigger than our guys down at App State. Like, we brushed over a lot of that because I think our 2-10 attitude or our 2-2 emotion was like, okay, we're in. We'll give you a shot. We're in. So but it's still in the back of everybody's mind. You're still like, okay, dude, the shit you're talking is raising expectations already.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think that he knows it's pretty unsalvageable. I still wouldn't be really sure that he is the coach here next year.
I still don't believe that's the case.
Yeah, I think
put it this way: if he's the coach, I guarantee Vince Tyree is not here next year.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to think now. He knows that Vince really doesn't. He doesn't have Vince Tyree's backing, really. You know, I mean, because he knows Vince Tyree had planned on getting him out of there. So anyways, so there's that aspect of it. I believe that's what's going on with the coaching situation right now. But then that leads us to the other parts.
Okay.
It's shortly after you get the news that Thamel tweets out that Vince Tyree is a major option for Florida State at the AD. Um, Immediately, that pisses, I think, a lot of us off because I think we felt like
burn the house and leave.
Yeah, you kept Satterfield, and now you're going to leave to a division rival, and we're stuck with this. You know, I think shortly after, the more people you talk to, the quicker you start to realize is what probably has happened here is he had the mutual parting ready, and Neely Bendapudi kind of axed it.
Oh, and when you say axe, just say, no, I just don't agree with the move. Everybody plays out the contracts.
Yeah, which leads me to the next issue now. If Satterfield gets another job, I'm not really confident she's going to give Vince Tyree the okay to spend the money that it's going to take to get Brom at this point. Now that's totally my opinion, but this is where we are as Louisville fans now. We were on the air today, and Drew said, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah. Some people have their
yeah, it's an acquired taste. We were on the air today, and Drew said,
"Don't write that on my wall, Sean. Don't put that on my wall no more." They're good partners of ours. Keep going, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Okay, so essentially, all that happens. Now, Drew says today on the show, what if Satterfield, as we're kind of starting to get this information rolling in, right? He says, what if Satterfield wasn't allowed to make this decision? What if he wasn't allowed to make the suspension decision?
Oh, wait. Say that again. What if who wasn't allowed to make the suspension? Tyra.
Satterfield. Or I'm sorry. Oh God. Tyree.
Tyree. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's my fault. Tyree wasn't able. Most likely is what's happened here is Tyree's put it out there that he is a candidate for
but he has to leave, right? Like he has to leave if this deal got blocked on his name. Yeah, he has to leave, right?
No, he does. He absolutely does. And I think that's why you put that out there, because you let people know this ain't my fault without.
Yeah. And I'll say this,
which is terrifying.
Yes. Even when you say fault of his own, transparency, versus, athletic director, president, respect, that line, like, if you're not able to, okay, put it this way, that's what they preach the whole time, being able to work with each other, work together. If this is the case, Vince's fault or not, he has to go, right?
I mean, I just don't know how.
Like voluntarily. Like, no, like, okay, are you here just to do, just to operate non-revenue sports? And Neely is here to make the decisions or answer a phone call and then be given the decision on the revenue-generating sports?
She has fully interjected herself into the athletic side,
but it seems like only the revenue-generating sports.
Absolutely. If she had it her way, Mac
at this point, you do believe Mac would have been gone?
Yeah, Mac would have been fired before the season starts. So I don't really know where we go from here, man. But the scariest thing for a Louisville fan right now would be that what it sounds like has happened is happening. Because if that's the case, she's not going to allow him to make a hire, in my opinion, that's anything better than Satterfield.
Any
Yeah,
expensive and good hire.
yeah, because I wouldn't know her reasoning in behind not keeping Satterfield or not wanting to make this move, other than
Right.
she didn't think she didn't want the buyouts paid. And listen, this is just what it looks like has happened. Look, if Vince just thought he was the hire, then yeah, then he's a terrible person. But that's so out of Vince's character, man. Drew kept saying that today, and I agree with him. It's so out of Vince's character. And quite honestly, earlier in the day and yesterday and leading up to this, it felt like, okay, Vince is going to let Satterfield go, and Louisville's going to be hiring Jeff Brom.
Right.
I would have bet my life on that at 1 o'clock this afternoon. 12:30, 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then she interjected herself into this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because we did not hear she was going to be in the meeting.
No, but when it happened, words started circulating. People were like, Neely's in this meeting. Ben DePuti's in this meeting. And it was like, oh, well, then he must for sure be firing him, right?
Yes.
That's what we thought. It was like, okay, well, he's for sure firing him. If the president's there, we thought, we didn't know she interjected herself into the meeting, kind of just put a halt to it. And it's kind of baffling because I don't think, well, I know Satterfield doesn't want to be here.
Right.
And we don't want him here.
So how could that turn into mutual parting ways to, well, you might as well not go anywhere because you're not going to be able to do anything. So I'm blocking all this. Unless that's an outside influence, because that's not a financial decision, like necessarily, like it's not it's just not an athletic department. It's extremely odd in an athletic department president interjection right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because it would be nothing for Vince Tyree to he obviously already has the buyout plan, the financial plan in order, or he wouldn't have had this meeting.
No,
we have our booster allotment, we have our financial allotment stadium. Like, you got to draw up the plan before you even have this meeting. So that's already done. And so for that decision to come outside, if it comes outside, but here's the thing. At this point, Steve, the reason I say you cannot, like, a Vince Tyree cannot move forward under an obvious thumb of you only make decisions with non-revenue generating sports, because the revenue generating sport community knows you're not an AD here. You're a puppet.
Yeah,
absolutely. You're a Neely Bendaputi puppet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I can't at this point, I can't argue with someone who says, okay, the response to the suspension was, well, at the end of the day, it falls on me, right? So you get one of those where it looks like, oh, good cop, bad cop. Now, how am I to know that this is not another good cop, bad cop?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, good cop, bad cop works. It's a tried and true behavior. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to make everybody pick a side. Because here's the thing. Let's not ignore all these facts. There are people that are going to back Neely Bendaputi strictly because of something else about her they like. An initiative she has that you like in particular. People are going to back Vince Tyree for an initiative or something like that. Not looking at just right and wrong. And the reason I say this is because I saw it. You were embarrassed about Rick Pitino, and you said, yeah, technically he's supposed to get 30 days and a trial and all that stuff. But I don't like when Rick Pitino cheated on his wife, so he got to go. And I said, hey, y'all, you're rewriting the law by doing this. Tom Judge, well, he should have fired Rick Pitino. When they changed that board, they rewrote the law. And I said, hey, y'all, they're rewriting the law. And a friend of mine once told me, he told me his dad used to tell him, once you give up a freedom, you ain't never getting it back.
Yeah.
You gave up that freedom when you let that board when you let the EULA board get canceled. Because here's the thing, the EULA board was the go-between to approve this move.
Absolutely.
Remember, people, the EULA board would have been the board to approve this move. You know,
Yeah.
that board. So again, now we're talking about there's one phone call between the president and the president's benefactor, whoever has influence over President Bendapudi.
Absolutely.
Right? So now, okay, what I've done with my evening people, I've talked to important alum, dignitaries of the University of Louisville, and I'll say this: there's a loud kind of, we won't go to the games, we won't spend the money. That's one group. There's another group right now that's looking into the legal aspects of what's being done at the university. I don't want to throw out any legal words because I don't even want to give the heads up. But let me say this, people. There are different groups, and there are, when we had the players only meeting, there was, let's just say there was promises and assurances given. And let's say something like this is the exact opposite of the assurances given during that meeting. Let's just call it hypothetical, because I don't even want to make accusations. And then basically a case is being built of negligence, negligent behavior. If somebody's not able to run an organization on the up and up, or with any kind of experience, that's the textbook definition of negligent. You're making neglectful choices. Now, when you move forward on the legal side, people are going to be deposed. And like, okay, I'm going way too ahead of myself. If a case is brought towards the university and to people who are in charge, you're going to have to revisit the way this place was put together, the way this whole thing was put together. You start saying words like negligence, and then you start saying, okay, has there been communication between you and, let's just say, President Neely Bendapudi and Mitch Barnhart? If you're able to prove in the last 24 hours or 48 hours, there was a communication between a Barnhart and a Neely Bendapudi, like, this thing could get ugly on the legal side. In the public side, you're going to kill the image of the program. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about two different fields. So there's a legal side that's going to make everybody look bad. There's a public side. This side, you can get it back. You can have a big battle and you can get it back, but this is more volatile, on the public side. So yeah, like this whole case, Steve, is gonna get fascinating. Everybody who's in here, Steve stood up late tonight. Please hit the like button if you can. Hit the share button to let this video get out, because we're talking about detailed things about help saving this program moving forward. So from what you understand, and keep in mind, we're all saying this as far as what we believe based off the people we talk to. And we're not talking about blog sites, and we're talking about people who want to get this done as much as us that we talk to. Yeah, not just my buddy knows a guy who grocery shops with Brahm's cousin's wife, whatever. Yeah, like these are actual conversations of people that all are trying to get this done. So when you go worst case scenario, Neely interjects this move. Vince Tyree feels like he does not have a say so on the revenue generating sports.
Yeah.
Again, I don't see how he could be the athletic director. I don't see how, I mean, Jesus, would he wouldn't be able to attend an event because he's still, like I said, even if he's pictured as the fall guy, you're the fall guy that's still here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's neutered.
Yeah.
He's neutered. If we walk away from this negotiating table with either Satterfield on the sideline or Satterfield out of here, and Brom extended at Purdue, Vince is neutered.
I can't fathom how he stays the AD. Honestly, I just, and to me, that's really scary. That's really scary. Because, like I said, now the same people the same people who we don't trust the most right now are now going to make that the next hire for the AD.
Right. But that's again, the other side, the people I talk to, that's what they're concentrating on now.
Yes.
But you have to go through a lot of legal channels to stop that from happening.
Well, I can tell you, I mean, the alumni, the people who should have had somewhat of a voice, they made their voice known to Vince that they wanted Brom. Mm-hmm. And I think Vince was listening. I really do. I think Vince was listening. I think Vince was going to make it happen. After just conversations we've had tonight, I think Vince was going to do that. And then that was stepped in. Like I said, I still don't think it's 100% guaranteed that Satterfield's the coach next year.
Oh, listen. Steve,
I think Satterfield will take the first decent offer he can get.
I think it's at most, I think it's a 40% chance, 45% chance at most that he's here. Because here's the thing. We're still talking about him being here. Are we talking about a Satterfield? You made the point to me. Him not wanting to replace his whole staff. Because that's basically, if we went blind and just said, okay, fresh new start, you got to cut your whole staff.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. So that's one case.
Actually, I don't think, to my knowledge, I don't think any of them will be cut.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is another, that can't happen. Okay. Then number 3.
And yes, I do think he will or has contacted Duke in the last 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go your transfer portal. I mean, rev it up for tomorrow, Steve. Your transfer portal. Rev it up for Monday morning. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's going to be a lawnmower. And your transfer portal is going to open up, and then wait till you start to see the schools that pop up as interested targets on our players. Right?
Yeah.
It's going to look like, you remember when Alabama's football program was folding up? Like, these kids are going to mistake the fan insurrection for we don't support the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're going to, and again, parents, other parents, they're going to do joint deals. They're going to go to same schools together.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all this is going to be going directly at the athletic department and directly at the university president. And if anybody will support this situation based on, oh, I like Neely or I like somebody, you've basically, you've done what we've seen done lately. You're selling out.
Yeah.
You're selling morality here.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're selling out on your morality.
Yeah.
You know it's not okay. If an athletic director has the people to support the move, and I mean boosters, fan base, coaches who mutually agree. If you have those 3 things and you're still not able to make a move, and somebody finds a way to defend that president for blocking that move, a coach wants to leave, get his money, an athletic director has a plan in succession, and the fan base and the boosters are all almost unanimously united on this as being the right move, and a president comes in, this is grounds for legal, to take the next legal ramifications, the next legal step.
I talked to someone today who is this evening, who is very, very close to the program. And and their words were simply, I'm really shocked because we were talking about him leaving, and they kind of added on, and if I said the name, every single person on here would know who it is.
Right.
I'm really shocked. I'd be really shocked if he stayed, considering how much his wife and family hated here. I mean, it's a bad marriage, man. But like I said, now we have a bigger issue than the coach. Because if
the Tyree thing is a huge problem.
Tyree has if he can't do this, if he's even here, I mean, if he can't make a hire, I don't know what you do. I mean,
and again, if he can't make a hire in the revenue generating, if he can't, like I said, and we're only right now we're going off and a rumor assumption, because again, it is a possibility. It could be a big good cop, bad cop thing right in your face, right?
Yeah.
Because these are smart people. They're not stupid people.
No,
they're not emotional, fly off the handle people. Good cop, bad cop has been catching criminals forever. It's worked on every sideline, every assistant coach relationship, every head coach, assistant coach is good cop, bad cop. So right now we're just going to put the good cop, bad cop theory to the side and just say factual. If he has no control over the revenue generating sports, then we are basically saying Neely Bendapudi is the athletic director and president of the university. And we're saying a completely inexperienced president in dealing with these matters and the amount of money that is on the line at the university when it comes to sports. And here's the thing. I heard somebody call in when Patty Ice was talking today, and somebody says, well, Neely Bendapudi is like leave her alone because she has hospitals to worry about. I'm saying that's exactly why she should leave this alone.
Yeah.
Not
unless Vince Tyree is doing things that seem to be negligent. You hired him, you delegated that authority to him to run the athletic department. That's the point. Like it's very simple. Now, I don't know what happens as far as Braum goes at this point. I mean, if Satterfield were to take another job and get out of here, because
real quick, when you said the Braum thing, when you say Braum would worry about being under this establishment and stuff like that, and you don't know how he would feel. That's when I tell you, in big boy sports, Braum would not worry about Neely Bendapudi over his shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's actually exactly what I was going to say.
Okay, sorry.
As much as I know he wants the job, I think he'll take it regardless. If Satterfield were to not be here, were to take another job, I do still think he would take the job if he gets offered the job. I don't know, man. It's a scary thing. It's a scary situation. And I mean, let's not even get into if Satterfield is here next year. I mean, it's going to be a train wreck. People aren't going to be. I mean, there was people on the air turning their tickets in. Like, I know from speaking with some people in the in the athletic fund, there are people putting their money where their mouth is on this one. It's it's bad news all around. There's no way. I feel so bad for our marketing team, for Lottie Stockwell and those that are going to be doing the marketing next year, because they're going to be fighting a no-win battle next year. And they took a beating sometimes this year, and they do a great job. But next year, it's going to be worse.
And you remember I told you that I thought she was overcompensating with the suspension in the basketball department.
Yeah.
You think that applies here too?
I don't know. At this point, I'd listen to everything. Right? I mean, I would listen to everything. I don't understand it. It makes no sense why we're where we're at as an athletic program.
Yeah. This move is going to cause legal action to be taken towards the board. Okay. That listen.
I do I
From
do
what,
think I
yeah,
do
from who I've talked to, people,
mm,
legal action is going to be taken towards the board if
yeah.
there if this doesn't even have to be proof, but if there's evidence suggesting that any communication outside of strictly the athletic director trying to make this move and this move being supported until outside communication or something like that happens, this will resort in legal action. So get
Yeah.
ready for that one. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I do think that this is something that's just getting started.
Right.
And it's more and more
Yeah,
is going to happen. Yeah.
the president is going to be like, put it this way, you can't rule on high without having ever gotten your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to need other groups to come fight against sports now.
Yeah, and this was
sense.
and the thing that's so pathetic about this was a perfect spot. This fan base has took more kicks to the groin in the past 5 years than any fan base maybe ever. And this was the perfect spot. Regardless of what a group or two on Twitter it may feel like, there was a massive unifying force behind hiring Jeff Brom here. And this was supposed to be kind of our night. This was supposed to be our weekend.
And he doesn't quit because he doesn't get paid if he quits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you quit, then you lose all your money.
No, yeah, and she wasn't a president. This is her first time as a president.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was a dean.
But this was supposed to be a weekend, man, where we celebrated as a fan base, for the first time in a long time. And instead, it's just another cluster, to throw up on the board.
But we're getting to the point where, okay,
we're learning.
Yes, we are learning. And again, this is where I've spent the last time saying, stop whining, woe is me, about the cluster. Okay. When you make your own, okay, it's like when we talk about, being on probate, like when you really screw up on your own, it's okay to say, okay, we screwed that up. But when you start saying Coach Mac, not having Dino Gaudio and that being turned into what it turned into, like, okay, now at some point you're holding yourself accountable to different rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, you're on a different kind of probation now. And if you say, well, you can't jaywalk, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, okay, you're saying you don't want a full university.
Yeah.
You want an FCS. You want Louisville to be an FCS.
Yeah, absolutely.
If a head coach is not allowed to make an executive decision about, practicing Christian Cunningham during a global pandemic, and you have to bring him in front of the board every time he makes a decision, it's like, okay, you are saying you are prepared. If you are okay with Neely overstepping the athletic director on the suspension of Mac and his hiring and firing, and those are the only 2 times you step in, because you didn't step in when he fired Rexy Karma, who was one of the most successful guys. You know what I'm saying? You didn't step in on that. You let Vince Tyree, it It was a Vince Tyree difficult move he had to make.
Yeah.
You know, when Vince Tyree decided to give a bunch of money and raise some money for Dan McDonald's facility, you know, he got to operate independently, firing coaches, renegotiating walls, all this good stuff. He operated independently. But but you stepped in with Mac, and you're stepping in now with the football.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that, like anybody who's not just playing favorites would have to say, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not weird. Let's just say inconsistent.
Yeah. I mean, I think regardless of who it is, like, okay, let me just pull back and say we don't know. Something is not working right at this university right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think
between those two.
Yes, no, absolutely. Between the AD and the president, 100%, they are not on the same page. And like I said, I personally, now this is my opinion. I think Vince went ahead and leaked that to Thamel. Like, go ahead and put that out. Yes, I am talking to Florida State, because I think that was Vince's way of I've had enough. And you know what? I'm going to let everybody know this is your fault without letting everybody know this is your fault. Right. You know,
is she going to have
now?
To
that's
make
my opinion. I don't know that Vince leaked that.
Is she going to have to make a statement about this meeting?
Marcus, hell no. She ain't going to talk. She's going to say a word.
Steve, you hang on 1 second. This man deserves to be the first test case. I'm gonna try to throw Lauren in here. Oh, I said Lauren. Lawrence. So Lawrence, you know the timer. Lawrence, let's see if this works. Lawrence, fire away.
Meltdown, total meltdown, man. Like I was on Twitter telling all the Cardinal fans, don't pay a damn dime this year. Nothing. Don't pay no ticket. Don't go to any type of games. Let's go on strike. Don't pay nothing till they hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the pockets.
Right.
Force them to have a late night board meeting and tell Ben Pooty, I'm sorry, miss, but you got to go. Like, you
would fire her?
Hell yeah!
Even if she's doing a good job at everything else?
I've been saying that since day one, Marcus. For the last 3 years, I've been saying the president and the board got to go. Because think about who put that damn board together.
Lawrence, I appreciate you. Thanks for helping us try this out, man.
That was good.
That actually works, Steve.
Good to hear from Lawrence, man. I know he's upset, man. Listen, man, I was on the radio earlier, dude. I dang near about started crying. Like, dude,
how was that, Steve?
It's just, dude, man. Listen, the passion this fan base has, like, for this university, it's just, dude, it's been tough to watch, man, and it's tough to watch something like today, where you clearly had it right there setting for you, man. I mean, tonight we were supposed to, it's like you rewrote history. History says, you know, in the alternate timeline, if you like Marvel like I do,
right?
In the alternate timeline, man, we're talking tonight like, okay, you know, they mutually parted ways. I think Sat will land on his feet somewhere. And you know, hey, now we're always
Vince Tyree will land on his feet. And here's the thing, Steve. The Vince Tyree, you know why I know this is our dude Adrian. Yeah. That's the reason Florida State is a perfect landing spot for Vince Tyree.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's might be our real universe, but I'm talking about the one where we're just supposed to be enjoying this tonight.
Like, we had it. Yeah, we had it.
I say enjoying. I wasn't ever going to celebrate Satterfield getting fired. Like, yeah, he got fired. Yeah, you know, we moved on.
No, but the timing was going to help you. It was going to help you celebrate it.
But we were
Because you knew what was waiting. You already knew what was on the horizon.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to go tomorrow. We're gonna beat up on NC State, and then Sunday it was Brom watch, baby, because you knew.
You do know this guarantees we lose tomorrow, right? Steve,
No,
don't
listen,
you do that. Because you're the one who trained me to know it comes in waves.
No, my problem. Here's my problem, Marcus. I don't know that I care right now. That's what I hate worse about it. I'm like,
because you know, an athletic director is not running your program.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if we lose, we lose. I mean, that's where the Louisville fans are right now. And it's a crappy place to be, man. It's like we have such bigger issues right now than if this basketball team beats NC State tomorrow as a program.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's an excellent point. But like I said, Steve, the established alumni, they're already moving forward. Like I said, that players only meeting. It was amazing how much influence was in that room. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. Like, okay, put it this way. You can't get away with what happens a lot is these presidents and these boards come in and they try to treat ex-players like they're jocks.
Yeah.
But then you realize these are doctors, lawyers, professional judges, construction owners.
Yeah.
Political influence, but you treat them like ex-jocks, and then you realize, no, these are not ex-jocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because they chose not to be on the board of directors because they saw what was coming.
Yeah.
So people with a lot of money and is willing to do, when they see the fan base as united as it is, and to say, hey, there's somebody put in who is pushing. Oh, okay. Also, this is something that came out of the meeting with with dignitaries.
Yeah.
Pushing a minority inclusion agenda, but the minority not including anybody like the ex-athletes, the guys that were, the dignitaries.
Yeah.
All of your new group of minority inclusion is what do you call them? Special interest groups.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So there's that going on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's real, hey, you made a deal with us on good faith.
Yeah.
You're going against the deal with good faith when we see, things like this.
I know there's
go ahead.
There's a lot of alumni tonight, man, that feel like everything that's been told to them, football and basketball, has been a crock of crap after tonight. And that just sucks, man. That sucks. But that's where we're at. I mean, that's where we're at, man. I mean, this was such a layup. This was such a layup. Like I said, and there's some people, out there on Twitter and stuff, look, they may not like me or they don't like you. So I like Brom, so they dug their foot in the ground and they're gonna
Yeah, but they're not like that person is the threat to world stability. Like you're going with who you like instead of your morals, instead of what's morally right or wrong. Steve, speaking of morally right or wrong, I need to do something morally right really quick. Give me 20 seconds, Steve, and you just plug your ears, okay? Touching you, what could be sweet Caroline? Fuck you, Kate. Times never seem so good, so good, so good, so good. I decline. Fuck you, Kate. To believe they never would. Okay, Steve, you can uncover your ears now.
Thank you. That was funny.
We'll never do that again, Steve.
I was gonna say, I don't know that we'll have the opportunity to do that.
We'll never do that again.
I know.
But I'm glad people are seeing this for themselves, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you'll be depressed shortly, but you'll be able to acknowledge that you're not playing on a level playing field or anywhere near. You can't compete. Not just a level playing field. You can't compete in this game.
where we are as a program right now, and what I don't like is the Kentucky basketball thing. Look, Kentucky basketball, okay, it's just us in here right now. They're probably like the best program of all time. I can deal with being a little behind them, right? Okay, that's just between all of us. Like,
but, Steve, I still don't like it because you're still playing by different rules.
well, yeah, but that I'm just talking about on the court stuff here. Like, I mean, because my point is
On the
football.
court, Steve, they haven't missed one player in football or basketball due to a COVID positive since the
Well,
whole pandemic started.
right.
They
But
haven't set out one practice due to a COVID positive since the
yes,
whole thing.
well,
Okay, sorry.
they did duck Texas. Uh,
Good point.
but no, here's my point though. The thing that sucks is now in football, that was never the case. That was never the case. So now here we sit. There's a kid down in Corbin, Kentucky. He's committed to Kentucky. I think he's going to end up committed to Louisville. Do you want to know why, Marcus? Because Kentucky just recently let him know he's not a take for them.
Oh no.
And
oh no.
is going to be sold.
There is no other coach that would even accept him after that.
He's good.
A Louisville coach would not accept him.
No, but he is a good player. I'm not knocking him like that. I'm not talking. This has nothing to do with the kid. This has nothing to do with the kid.
It's never about the kids.
Yeah, but it's like that's where we're at, and I'm supposed to go beat them next year. They're gonna whoop my ass again. You know what I'm saying? And you want to know why they're not going to take this kid? Because they're going to take Louisville's best receiver. What are we doing here? Do you really, honestly, and you guys know me, I hate UK with every fiber of my being. Do you think there's any shot in hell we go to Commonwealth Stadium next year and do anything to get our brains kicked in?
Do you know how many? Okay, Jordan Watkins is a good kid. He's a good local kid.
Very good. Yeah.
You put a good local kid.
He was hurt too. Let me tell y'all right now, he was hurt. He thought a change was being made. And I can tell you right now on this midnight show. Sorry, I got to keep charging my phone. So when I'm moving it around, I'm holding it. He was 100% coming back to the University of Louisville. He thought Braun was getting hired. That's why he tweeted what he tweeted. I know that for a fact, right from the horse's mouth.
Here's the problem.
And he may still go play for Braun.
Yeah, but we'll just leave it with the Kentucky situation. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of these kids don't want to go that far. You know, yeah. they don't want to leave. So problem is,
I do need a tripod. That's a good point.
Well, we on year 5. Me telling you that, Steve.
I know.
Okay, a kid like Jordan Watkins, he can influence 30% of the city.
Absolutely.
To not be so mean to be more accepting of Lexington.
Absolutely.
If a kid like that can move season tickets to Lexington.
Absolutely. And just what we missed out on this weekend is brutal. I mean, it really, I can't even tell you everything. I think that there was another flip from Kentucky who's rated really high, and Braun got the job. There's so much, man, that we missed out on with this, and that's why a lot of us are so hurt. But it's just, man, it's a sad moment. But like I said, it's also, I guess it's good that we're figuring this stuff out.
Yeah, Johnson, you won't have the opportunity. Getting on the Braun train till he comes in here, it's like, no, it's not an option. And yes, railroading is a good phrase to use. Again, if Nilly Bendapudi only interjects when it comes to basketball and football, there's only two possibilities. It's not her making the decision, or she's incompetent.
Yeah.
You're saying that Vince Tyree has given Jeff Walls what he needs to have us in the position we are in women's basketball.
Absolutely.
Buzz boom. Vince Tyree hired. We're number 1 seed, number 1 overall. So he has the competence to make all the decisions. Our soccer team is still, it's not quite what Lola had us.
Lola was awesome.
Yeah.
And there was Tom. Lola was one they marked as you're too close to Tom. You got to go.
Yep. Okay, but even.
But that happens in changeover. That happens in changeover.
Okay. But when I say swimming, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you tell me that Vince Tyree has handled all of, because these are still sports. Because they're not revenue generating, you still have sports. Yeah, you still have sports on how you run them. So if you say, I just feel like he made all great decisions with every other sport, but the basketball, you got to fire that coach for that. And keep in mind, this was a clerical thing. This was you didn't follow the letter of the law. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the 6 games, 1 month away from that was a creative suspension.
Yeah.
That wasn't just a.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that wasn't. See, this is where it gets really dangerous.
Yeah.
A 6-game suspension, Steve. Okay, it's harsh.
That's true.
It's an awesome Christmas tree, by the way.
9.5 feet, so that's fine.
Listen, a 6-game suspension.
Yeah.
Is cool, Steve. It's harsh, but okay. You want to send a message. Okay, a 6-game suspension.
Sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
but when you start saying no contact, think about this, Steve. No contact with the team. No contact with assistant coaches. No, that's the fucking creativity that we saw in our NCAA sanctions.
Yeah.
Montrezl Harrell, disassociate, shit, stuff we've never seen before.
Yeah. You're right.
That's what's scary about Chris Mack's suspension. It was creative.
No,
it was how can I take? You said what?
Oh no, I was replying back to Aaron. I said he asked if it was real. I said no, it's fake.
Yeah, how can I take more steps to say, okay, even if he went on the sideline for 6 games, we could still okay. That means you looked at the schedule and said, okay, him not being on the sideline ain't really even good enough. Like, we need to find a way to make sure that we either cost him some games, or if I hypothetically said, okay, we need a suspension from somebody who hates Louisville.
Yeah.
Under 6 games, what would you do? Oh man, I wouldn't let him contact recruits.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him contact recruits. If I'm a Kentucky fan and I came up with a 6-game suspension and I could add in anything else I want, I would say I wouldn't let him talk to his coaches. I wouldn't let him talk to recruits. I wouldn't let him run any practices. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving Bahamas trip, I wouldn't let him go to the Bahamas. I would, I'll make another coach against Furman, blah, 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 against all those teams.
I don't know that James Strebel could have come up with that.
Yeah, he's not even that diabolical.
Yeah, I think he would have been like, kick him out for a month. Don't let him coach for a month. I mean, he practices and stuff, but yeah. It's, I mean, and listen, I saw somebody in the chat just ask, is there any hope? I mean, listen, this is where the fan base is going to come in, man. You Jesus Christ. I mean, even then, though, I say hit them with your money, but I'm like, I don't know if she cares.
Right. Listen.
I don't know if she cares if we play home games at Cardinal Arena.
That's the point. Anybody creative enough to do that, they don't care about the fan base money.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? This is kind of the thing, like, okay, first and foremost, her days of public speaking at sports events are over.
Yeah.
And when you start thinking about how, okay, let me just tell you something, Steve. And This is for us in here tonight, y'all. Keep y'all mouth shut. Don't be going back and snitching. This is for us. Steve.
Mm-hmm.
This is us conversation. I want to show you something really quick.
Okay.
This is just between me and you, Steve, okay?
Fair enough.
So, Steve.
Yes.
When I was making this, by the way, that is pretty funny, Steve.
It's pretty good.
I'm glad you gave me the pass on this, the approval.
Yes.
When I was making this, Steve, you know what was the craziest thing you ever seen in your life?
I'm listening.
I was looking for images of Neely Bendapudi, right?
Yeah.
And you know how they say, like, you know, some of these guys that went to jail come out and they're like, they say they're clones. It's not the real Gucci or something like that.
Right.
All I did is typed in images of Neely Bendapudi, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't alter any images. But what I'm telling you is every single picture of her was like the exact same. Like it was almost like like a Matrix, like a movie. It was the same. I mean, her hair was just, okay, put it this way. Her hair was like a 1 inch difference in every single picture. And it was the exact same. And then it reminded me of the way she stood in the background of the Lamar Jackson scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she kept the exact same facial expression the entire time. Like when people were talking, she was like, when she was talking to somebody, like she was trained. She was trained, Steve, to keep the exact same face going. Because I went to listen, I just type in a name and I go images. And I've never seen an entire web a log of the exact same picture. I'm like, this has been scrubbed. Like almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you hear about Beyonce didn't like a certain picture of herself or something, and she got it removed from the, it was like, it was scary.
Yeah.
Like it's the same picture of you 113 times on the internet, Steve.
Oh, I know.
And listen, that picture I used, I'm like, I don't know where the hell this picture came from.
Yeah.
Like some random person just snapshot, just got it, just probably uploaded 113 times to even have that picture. I'm like, yeah, that's the only picture that she's not the exact same. Like she almost like she knew exactly where every camera was and just kept her, you know, kept her look like that. The whole, I'm just like, this is scary. So I'm just like, she's a politician.
Yeah.
She's a politician. That's what it looked like to me in my experience on just, like I said, I type in somebody else's name. You got them making crazy faces. You got them yelling at people, you know, looking natural. Her images were the most unnatural images over a course of 113 pictures I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it just, like I said, it just made me think how political this looks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, welcome to U of L, man.
Yeah, it was scary. It was really scary.
All right, I'm gonna call it, man, for the day.
All right, get out of here.
Great day.
Yeah. Get out of here, man. I'll hit you up in the morning.
All right, man. See y'all later. Appreciate y'all.
Let me get through let me run up the comment section real quick. Okay, if y'all seen the link, I pinned the link at the top. I pinned the link. If y'all want to jump in here like Lawrence did, let me know. Y'all want to jump in here? Okay, Connor Kojak, I'm gonna reset everything. So I don't know if y'all are still there, but we'll take it. Like I said, if y'all want to jump in here for a minute, tell me what you think about it. Because like I said, we can tell you what we know, who we talk to, all that good stuff. Ken Lola left for some reason, put 2 and 2 together. Okay, I'm catching up. Is that another part? AD job. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Lawrence set us up good. Connor, fire away. Okay, here we go. Connor, you there? Connor, you got to turn it down in the background a little bit.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, so I talked to a player on the team tonight for about an hour, and he told me that he expects things to change, as in coaching changes.
Really?
Now, he's been in the dark about most of the stuff because he's like, what's going on? Because he keeps asking me.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just relaying to you all I know. And when I told him about, the agreement was ready to go and all that kind of stuff, he got on Twitter and saw the stuff about Neely and texted me. And I was like, all right, listen, bro, you got to call me because it's way too much to text and I ain't writing it out.
Right.
So I fully expect there to be some changes. I don't know how many.
Okay, you mean like staff, like coaching staff changes, but not like head coach?
Coaching staff changes.
Would that come from Neely or Vince Tyree now? Because at this point, if Vince can't get the head coach replaced, why would he be on board with just having assistants replaced, like say being neutered like that? And I'm just asking your opinion in general.
That I don't know, but I don't know how great that article was that came out, but it says the admin staff is ready to help him. So I don't know what that means, but that could be a possibility. Also, this is my last point. I talked to some people in the department, and UK meeting with Jordan Watkins. They are, quote, looking into the situation, and possible tampering is going to happen.
Really?
Yes.
Because he's technically not in the portal yet.
He wasn't in the portal when he met with Bagman.
I did know that, but you said it out loud. Anything else you want to throw in there?
No, but I'll send you the DM. I'll send you a DM, the screenshot that I got from my guy in the department.
Okay. Yeah, definitely do that. Hey, man, appreciate you jumping in.
See you.
Later. Think I'm going to like this, y'all. Think I'm going to like open it to everybody else. Kojak, fire away.
What's going on, Marcus?
Man, you see what's going on. I'm trying to make sense of it all.
Dude, I know, man. I mean, called into Enos on my way home. I live in Tennessee, not far from where your boy played. As a matter of fact, I went there the week we played at Duke, and on Thursday, my nephew's got season tickets. Went to UT game with him, watched him ball out, enjoyed the game, and it breaks my heart to know he could have been a Cardinal.
Yeah,
instead of volunteer.
Look, Charlie waited too long, man.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I know how that goes. But to watch all this stuff go on and the way it's going down, to be down here, and I know they've been a dumpster fire going through. I mean, had an athletic director on the road hiring a coach with a contract. Fire the athletic director, don't hire the coach, and pay him not to even show up in Knoxville. That looks bad. Ours looks worse. This is not a good look, and it's a ripple effect, not just for football, but for all of our sports across the board. We got a women's team last night. Watched that game. They're on fire.
Yep.
The men team, they're going to do great things. Mac's getting back in the system. He's one game back. Good things are coming, and it's going to. But if there is behind-the-scenes things that have took place to keep this from happening with malicious intent, God have mercy on their soul, man.
That's scary.
I mean, I listen to y'all every morning, you and Steve, after dinner, then pick it back up with Mark. The one thing that got me today after listening to Steve, and I'll say this and I'll let you go, I know you got other people, as excited as Steve was, as excited as Diener was, when Bobby B came on. and he told Nikki, and word for word, this is what he said. And you can ask him Monday, and Nikki will tell you.
Yeah, I was listening.
And he said he had talked to Eric Crawford. Might happen sometime, but it was not going to happen now. Wasn't going to happen next year. And I thought, wow. At first, I thought, he just being a coach. He was a coach.
Yep.
He knows what that's like. They got family. They got friends. But that came back to me on my ride home from work when the news broke on Ennis' show. That's the first thought I had was what Bob Albano said.
Mm-hmm.
Man is wise. He really is. He listened to what somebody told him. And I know what I was watching when you and Steve was talking about the Satterfields fitting in. Me and my wife went to the bowl game in 2019 Music City Bowl. And U of L, Vince and Neely was down there at the Bridgestone Arena and had low cash down there for all, and the fans got to go for free. We sat at the table right behind her, Satterfield's brother, and his boys. And I'll be honest with you, that's a social event. They had other family and friends around them. They did not look to me like they were people that did not like the life they were living with the amount of money that man is making.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to be honest with you. They wasn't doing anything obnoxious. They was friendly. They spoke to us. But she kind of looked at me like she liked it. Just telling about it. And, things ain't always what they seem with the way they dress and the way they talk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how feelings are at home. But them sheepskin boots ain't free, are they?
That's a fact.
Neither was them $high pocketbooks and them shoes they'd wear.
That's a fact. Yeah, people ask questions of like why he just doesn't walk away, and I'm like it's a lot of money to be just talking about how I go somewhere else. Yeah,
And
that's a fact.
Even Neely stops by and takes pictures of my wife. And I told my wife she sat up there earlier before she went to bed. I started to put a picture of you on there and say, one of these is my wife that I've been married to for 30 years and love with all my heart. The other one's the devil. Figure it out.
Go ahead.
Later, Marcus. I'll go away and listen, man. I love it.
I really appreciate that call. It's an awesome. Hold on. Okay. That's cool. I didn't. Glad I could do this, y'all. So important takeaways from the night from my point of view. The best part of my night. Well, okay, let's start with the worst. Worst part of my night, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, Vince Tyree doesn't have he doesn't have the decisions, or he doesn't have the power. Okay, that's the worst case scenario. Second case scenario is they do have the power, and it's good cop, bad cop, and it's just keeping on like this with a bunch of misdirection. Like I said, these are smart people. You can't take anything off the table. People are going to call me with these suggestions. I cannot tell them that they're wrong. That's okay. Okay. Something wasn't right about this entire situation. It's okay. Put it this way: we took this simplest situation and made our university look like the most dysfunctional. This university now looks more dysfunctional than it did when you were getting NCAA violations, because at least you knew your ownership and management were on the same page. Now, if an outside person accuses you of something, and you say, no, this is not the case, and you have a jointed team, it's a team. It's a team. It's us versus them. Now, this looks like us versus us with some outside influence that's working against us. Worst case scenario. So there's that part, and that's just the look of the president and AD. And again, I know some people are just going to try to defend who they like come hell or high water. But I would challenge that person. If you're defending a person over the actions, you're complicit. If you just like Neely, so you're just kind of trying to find a way to make Neely innocent, then you're complicit because you did the same thing with Tom and Rick and Bob. You didn't like the person, so you said it's okay if they don't have rights. You do that with Neely, you're complicit. You let you eliminated rights because that's the person you do or do not like. Okay, that's one thing. The other situation to this is I'm in communication with boosters, alumni, University of Louisville dignitaries, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, very powerful people. Right now, there's a group of organized alumni that is very silent on the matter, but they're intentionally being silent. There are lawyers right now. I can say this. There are, I don't want to say lawyers. Legal ramifications are being explored right now with the University of Louisville. You know, that's a process. It's a little slower, but when that happens, it's going to be hell to pay. The president, Vince, they're going to wish everybody got away from that. When that comes, which is probably going to, if the university continues down this track, legal ramifications are going to come. Guaranteed. Okay, there's that. On the other side, the fan base, the interest, your public noise will be monitored. So I encourage you to be as loud as possible, as passionate as possible right now, because that's what the university needs. And again, not the fake, okay, here's what happens. Some people say they're gonna dump their season tickets and stuff like that. But a lot of times people are scared that if you don't buy your season tickets, then it's gonna, like, one night Jeff Brom's gonna get hired, and then you're gonna be late to rebuying the tickets. That it won't happen that way. People who give up their tickets because they're saying, I'm not support. If I believe in Vince Tyree and I realize that he's not making the decisions about the revenue generating sports and somebody else is, if you decide that that's a reason to not renew your seats, when it gets cleaned up, you're going to get the first opportunity. And it's my opinion. I can't, don't quote me and make it a legal matter with me. But new regimes will offer you first opportunity. If you had your tickets a long time and you see what's going on, you say, I will not support that. You stop selling tickets, in my opinion, your opportunity will not be taken away from you. It will not. Here's the thing. I want to refill because I want to tell y'all the rest. I have to tell y'all the rest of what's going on. It's really important. While y'all are in here, take 7 seconds to go click the like button, or you can click the dislike button, but give me 30 seconds. Actually, I just need to get the ice out my cocktail. Look, and thank you, Albert. I did see the mini fridge. Oh. Did you want to get back in here? Kojak, if you want to get back in here, let me run to the kitchen, do the ice thing, get some ice, and I will be right back. But y'all take a second. And please share this video. It's important people hear what Steve had to say tonight. Listen, Connor dropped some good information too. So go ahead and take a second. Hit the like button or hit the dislike button. Just something to say you watched the video. I'd really like it if you shared the video. But if you don't want to share the video, I won't be mad at you. But at the same time, Steve did this thing up on purpose. And y'all do realize I'm never going to be welcome into some rooms at the University of Louisville again. I want y'all to know that. Like, hey, y'all, I'm sacrificing relationships with the University of Louisville tonight because I care about the University of Louisville. So please support the channel. Please, 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 please support the channel. Yeah. Oh, did you hit the like? Yeah, like I said, please support the channel for tonight. Like I said, all of a sudden some crazy event gonna happen where somebody from the school is just shutting down 93 or not 93, not they're gonna shut down middays with Marcus Maven. They're gonna say, yeah, Marcus is causing us too many problems. We had to shut it all the way down. That's gonna suck. I'm gonna be so sad. But it is sacrifice for the team sometimes, y'all. Sometimes you have to sacrifice for the team. Cheers. Christopher Hall, that's a double cheers. Let me get, you know what? This tone still sounds good. If y'all heard today when we were doing the show and we were playing Tear the Club Up, y'all should have saw how happy Steve was. A good Cardinal chant in a gym on the road, like NCAA tournament. When we're up somewhere and we get a big Cardinal chant going, because we got a nice deep team with Chris Mack over there talking shit, it's gonna be so much fun. But some things we gotta get through. Like I said, I really don't. Like I said, the optics. Even if this was good cop, bad cop, I don't. Okay, nobody's gonna ever feel comfortable with a decision being made about football or basketball through Vince Tyree after today, which is terrible. Which is terrible. And here's the problem. I think there's so much overcompensation by the president that she's too arrogant to pull back on this one and say, okay, I underestimated, how good of a thing this could be for the university. Because make no mistake about it, this would be a good thing for the University of Louisville in every aspect. Even if you're not a Jeff Brom super fan, the Satterfield situation is not a fit. The money and the support would be there for Brom immediately. If Neely continues down this road to blocking this deal, if that's what's actually going on, you're doing it out of arrogance and overcompensation. We'll try it again, see if it works. Dude, fire away.
Hey, what's up, brother Marcus?
Feeling good. What's going on?
I love you, man. I really, truly appreciate you. And it's just right before you just made the last comment you said about how you're risking relationships. That's 100% obvious to me. I had just told my family, I said, man, I love Marcus. He bleeds U of L through and through. He loves this city. He loves this school. And he's probably putting his name and his livelihood on the line to be real, because he loves this city and he loves these people. I do truly believe that. What bothers me the most about the developments that we've seen this evening, there's an air of hubris around the way that this was handled, whether it was managed or mismanaged, whatever you want to think.
Or lack of hubris.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I studied political science at U of L. I've been around politics my whole life. It's not a happy thing. I don't know why I did it. It's miserable, but I've always been, it hasn't made me any happier, but I've always been drawn to it and been passionate about it and watched with a close eye on politics and how things develop and how
does it
people
make
act.
you more skeptical?
Yeah, and it's like once you get into that field, people don't really acknowledge it, but the study of politics is the study of people and how they behave. And I think you were keeping it 100% real when you were talking about the photos of the president. That's your instinct making you feel that way. That's the energy you're feeling coming off of that person. And I don't think you're wrong for pointing that out. I trust your instinct, and I've had a lot of the same feelings. And since all this stuff blew up several years ago, I think it's obvious to anybody that's paying attention. There's a lot more going on than just we had some coaches and some people involved in the school that made bad decisions. And I'm not saying they didn't. But, when you talk about a university, we all view it as of public property. They're institutions of higher education.
Right.
It's about academics. It's about the cities and the states that they are in. They belong to the people. But in the modern era, let's be honest, these universities are businesses, man. They're enterprises. And at the end of the day, they're about money. And I think the way that the university is positioned in this city, it's really unique if you look at the landscape in the country in terms of the relationship between other universities and their locales, their cities, their states. There's a tremendous amount of money that revolves around this city and the university.
Like the Young Center deal I always complain about.
And you're spot on with that. And I applaud you for bringing it up. It needs to be talked about. The economic status of this city has been inextricably linked with this university for decades, man. That's the main show. They revitalized because of the university. We had an entire corridor of our city completely revitalized from South Floyd Street all the way down to 2nd and 3rd on campus. You've seen it. You've been here, man. You remember what it was like.
I mean, getting the towers knocked down as leverage to, with the Young Center deal, like all those moves.
All of it, man. It's huge. And now you've got the relationships with the medical industry. When you had the merger with U of L and Jewish or whatever, I mean, you're talking substantial economic impact. So like when you and Steve were talking about the fan money in terms of season tickets and stuff, I can't remember which one of you guys said it, but you said, it might just be they don't really care about that. And,
right.
And that's possible because the amount of money that's that's revolving around the other relationships that the people, whoever's involved, the people on the board, the people in the state that are running this school, they see the stat sheet. They they see it line item. They know where their bread is buttered.
No, because it's like you don't care about the ticket money once you change the Young Center deal. Once you reorganize the Young Center deal, the ticket money, the suite money, like you have concerts that cover the suite money now. Now that the state controls what comes into the Young Center. So yeah, like you eliminated the people's influence a lot with some of these political deals.
And it's strategic. It's very apparent to anybody that's paying attention. All that stuff you said, man, it's just glaring to me. Maybe they have other ideas for the direction they want this city to go economically in terms of its relationship with our facilities and this university. And the way that I saw them behave today, the response or the non-response, that's what politicians do. That is what politicians do. And I loved it when you said this person is striking me, her posture is that of a politician. I think you were dead on, man, because this non-response thing, and what people don't realize, maybe they don't, but like you guys said, they're smart. They probably, we can't underestimate it, but we can't underestimate anybody or what their perspective is or what their motives are. But this isn't like, it's like with the professional sports, you get these crazy billionaire owners and the fans are unhappy. Maybe they come from success and they've had years of no success and the fan base is restless and they see the writing on the wall. They want changes. They know of simple, common sense changes that can be made to change the trajectory of the program, and they're loud and they demand it. And these owners just say, no, we don't care. We don't care about you. We're billionaires. And if you don't like it, we'll go to another city. That's what this response reminded me of today, except you can't do that in this city, man. This is our city. This is our school. This is our heritage. You cannot pack up the University of Louisville and say, we're going to Knoxville. If you guys are unhappy, we're just going to keep making money and we're not worried about you. I don't think you can do that here.
So this is the intersection of politics and finance at the University of Louisville.
And that's what makes me sick, man. That breaks my heart because, like I just said, this is our heritage, man. I've grown up here. My whole family went to U of L. I was getting taken to the Freedom Hall to watch you play basketball when I was a little kid, man.
And Brom is a big part of that. Like the Brom Bush is such a big part of that. And like I say, you could not have. Again, you know what else is scary? This was so perfect that I think people who want bad for this university knew how perfect this was lining up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And something interjected.
And it's like they knew that, and then they denied it. And it's almost like because of the non-response, you almost have to wonder, you get this intuition that they liked it. They knew what you wanted. They knew it was there to get easily. They knew they could make your day, your week, your month, and they turned it down. And you have to wonder if they liked it, man. It made them feel good to do that, because that's what, when you start talking about politics, man, and money, that's a real thing.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Yeah, where you make a statement, like you make a permanent, you leave a permanent mark with a statement like this.
Yeah, I'm in charge. I'm the boss. Get used to it. You better get used to it. That's the way it kind of feels. And it's just, it's really heartbreaking. I mean, this is just what's happened in the last 12 hours have elicited these types of emotion. Yeah. We're not talking about the last 6 years, I mean, you've got, and obviously the rivalry thing. I'm not a big people say
rivalry is fine if you're on somewhat of a level playing field, but this right here is different.
What makes it worse is, like, we have to go to school and work every day. We got family members and friends. It's almost like you're surrounded by people that hate you. They hate you. They want to see you fail. If they had their way, our school wouldn't exist. And
it almost happened.
And only people that have grown up in this state and endured this believe it. When I meet people from out of town, which I do on a daily basis, and you try to illustrate the dynamic of this rivalry and how far it goes, right. People almost look at you with that eye. They're like, "Oh man, dude, it can't be that bad." And you're like, "Look, right. Man, you don't understand. This is religion to these people." Yeah. This is religion,
and that's not hyperbole. It's literally the religion.
You know how, like, you have, like for Kentucky people, I always think about you as a human being. You have a hierarchy of things that are important to you in your life. You've got your friends, your family, your career, your education. Whatever it is, your hobbies, your interests. For a lot of people in this Commonwealth, that basketball team down there in Lexington sits atop the perch of the hierarchy of life, man. They take it is a religion. And so you don't expect to ever take that over. That just is the way it is. And I have to say, most of those people, man, they've never stepped foot on that campus. I just have to put that out there. They never stepped foot on the campus. They don't know. It's just ingrained in them. It's from birth. But and like you and Steve brought up, we don't expect to totally get rid of that. You may never surpass them in basketball, but you got to give us something like we just talked about. This is our heritage. This is our pride, man. This is more than just colors or a sports team, that a bunch of fanatics cheer for. This is our heritage, dude. And you got to give us something to keep being proud of our heritage. It means more than just sports to people in this town. And it sucks to see them so dejected. I've never seen anything like this, and I've been through it all. The last 25, 35 years or whatever. I've been here for all of it. And I'm wondering to myself, is this response so dramatic because of the communication mechanisms we have. Like, I'm sitting here talking to you right now in a way that even, 15, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do. So people have a platform and a voice now that they wouldn't have previously. And I wonder, is that just it? Everybody has a pedestal, or is it really because, man, you're emotionally hurt and people need a way to get this out?
Yeah, I think everyone, I think it's a joint line in the sand right here. Like I just think it's a collective line in the sand because everybody's smarter now too. Like you know how like eventually you have enough evidence to say, okay, either I'm crazy. Listen, today's the day we decide either I'm crazy or I'm done with sports. It's just a line in the sand. Like, okay, this Young Center deal, these ADs, these presidents, the Grissom, the Postal, the New Board, like I said, I make the joke about UK, like in 2 years, they haven't missed one COVID test, not one not one guy who's been arrested has been found guilty of anything. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you add all that up, and you keep taking that pounding. You know what I'm saying? And the rivalry talk, and from the media, and then one day you say, "Okay, today's the day that I will not take one more step backwards. Either I'm not competing. Either this is my sports and university, or I'm done." So I think today's energy was enough to say, this is my line. Either I fight and push back, or I'll say it's not important to me. So some people say it's not important enough to fight, and some people are saying, no, I won't give up another inch on being done wrong moving forward. And that's against Neely or Vince or whatever coach or whoever else stands in the way. I will, I'm going down fighting rather than just let this keep happening.
You just painted the perfect picture. The perfect picture. You just illustrated it. It's not one thing. It's the entirety of the situation that is hard to illustrate to people when you're trying to describe your frustration and what the source of it is. It's almost like I'm losing track of which parts to tell them. And when you said people were falling away, they are falling away. Yesterday, I talked to a guy that I went to school with at U of L in classes. We were there for all of it. And he told me a while ago when the coup happened and all that crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. He said, "I'm done, man." And I would text him. So I'm like, he ain't done. He's like me. He's been in this his whole life. But he says, I just follow scores now. I texted him yesterday. I still keep trying. I'm like, hey, man, Curtis, hey, what's up, man? You watching the game? And yesterday, you know what he said? He said he was referring to the team as your Cardinals. Like he was saying your Cardinals, like he was separated from it completely. And I know that's what people are doing because emotionally they cannot take it anymore. It's like being in an abusive relationship. It gets to a certain point where you say, this is no longer benefiting me, my life, my mental or physical state any longer, and I must detach myself for my own well-being. People are there.
Yeah. And the other ones are the ones who pick up a bat and say, nah, one of us, listen, I'm fighting tonight. Just today's the day that I fight, and I'm not going to stop fighting until I get this back.
I'm ready, man. There's a Louisville Slugger factory right in the heart of downtown, man. I'm ready. Let's go.
Listen, you make sure you jump back. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can jump in and hit the notifications. I would love to have you jump back in. This was great for me. It's great for my spirit. Look, I felt like you gave me some good counseling, and I'm sure everybody listening kind of felt the same way. But thank you for jumping in here tonight, man. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for the privilege, Marcus. I love you, man. Go Cards.
No doubt about that. That's what I'm talking about. I needed that. I'm so glad that when it was just 9 of us in here, night after night after night, Lauren, Do you remember when it was just 9 of us sitting in here at night talking Louisville sports? Oh my God, we're so pathetic. Hey, y'all. It used to be just me, Steve, Lauren, Lawrence, and Bickett, and CJ3K, and Jordan S. and Albert came pretty early, but we were just sitting here, like I said, 13, 14, 15 of us just sitting. Craig J was in here early. We were just sitting in here, just chopping it up, passionate. And the next day it was 24 in here. We were excited when there were 19 people in here. I'm really glad y'all came to hang out. Fabian, I understand. Listen, some people with the health can't take it. Like, I get it. I do get it. Give me 1 second, Ross. Yeah, like I said, I get the people that can't take it. But the people who support the channel and fight and keep on moving forward, like I get I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter by birth. Like I said, I'm a fighter, and I naturally sacrifice. Like, I don't care about sacrificing for the mission. Maybe that's the military in me. I don't care about sacrificing for that, because like I said, we're all just vessels, y'all. We're all just tools. So I do appreciate y'all jumping in here. Y'all do make sure you hit the like button. Let me hit this one up real quick. Ross, fire away, man.
Hey, what's going on, Marcus?
Man, like I said, you heard Noob drop some knowledge. Man, fire away.
I tell you, man, I'm pretty drained. I'm pretty worn out. I just, as good as Brom would have been here, where I'm kind of at, where I've been thinking, I got home from work and I literally just sat outside and just drank beer on my street.
It's a nice day out though, so it's a perfect day to do that.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I mean, like, I ordered dinner, like DoorDashed it. It came. I literally ate my dinner like on my vehicle outside and just stayed out there all night and just drank beer, just looking at the stars, like just listening to the radio, listening to everybody's thoughts, and almost every single person that sounded on, we were pretty much all saying the same thing.
Yeah. Like, when have you heard that many people agree on anything in life?
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't, we were all there. And, I think I don't always believe in going backwards is a good thing, but getting Braun back, to me, I think a lot of people realize I think it was, maybe somewhere in there's a microcosm of we want to try to get some of our people back in here, and that's where I'm at. Like, I know that you believe this. I'm tired of people looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, our school was infiltrated. People look at me like I'm crazy, or they've been ragging on me on Twitter all night.
Right.
When I say that Frankfurt and Lexington infiltrated our school with the Bevan takeover, and I don't get it, and it goes deeper than that. And I know people don't like to get into it. I've shared my thoughts on it tonight already, but this was I think different parties had their different motives and reasons as to why it benefited them for different reasons. It wasn't everybody benefiting for the same reason, but it did happen. It has happened. And until we get these people out, it's not going to change.
And there's evidence. There's evidence now.
Yeah, absolutely there is. And whatever you're hinting to, my hope is that maybe it is going to be for real. I'm not calling you a liar or anything. It's just these powers that be, man, they're dug in pretty good right now. And
they are.
And
But
people
let
can.
me say this, Ross. But here's the problem: they're susceptible to the same tactics they use to shake us up. They can also because here's what happens: you get one group out. Let's say the old regime that got thrown out, right? You bring a new group in, and you know we know what happened. Bevan put a new group in, and they did this. But here's what happens: they get greedy too. They get greedy, and they start getting their own agendas and their own. They start making moves on their own. At first, their only goal is to get those people out of here so we can have it, right? But then when they start getting greedy, they start making decisions that leave them open, you know. And there's, like I said, I don't know how effective the strategy is, but there's a lot of people who are ready to counterattack.
And it needs to happen. But I I'm one that likes to do things, but as just a normal person, I don't know how I can help.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there's power in numbers, but like at the same time, like I said, these people are dug in real deep, and my hope is that somehow, some way, this will cause some sort of audit,
Yes.
and then somehow, some way,
Ross,
it makes
you said
it.
it. I didn't.
Do what?
You said it. I didn't.
Okay, well, it causes some sort of audit or audits,
Yep.
and that leads to people having to be voted upon, and then
Yep.
that's your chance.
Yep.
That's how you get them out.
Yep.
But I don't know what kind of influence we could have over that. But if and when that does happen, we need our people. We need we need our junior bridgemans, our Griffs. We need all these people. We need anybody with a prominent U of L face to be there ready to stand, and even if it's an interim thing, just to get these people out. Whatever it's got to take, it's got to happen, because this is not going to end, because they all got there for pretty much a united reason. And like you said, yeah, they can be deviated and become susceptible by their own drives,
and they're all like doing a smash and grab. Like they're all trying to, clean out as much of the vaults as they can and find their own, landing spot. Problem is, when you start doing that, you also leave yourself exposed for audits and evidence that you leave behind on a smash and grab. Like, okay, what you're doing is considered, malicious to university. But yeah, that's gonna be another conversation.
I just wish that more people. I thought this was more widely known than. I just thought this was more widely known that this is what had happened. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's not, and that's really frustrating. It's literally like Captain America shit, and you got a Hydra infiltrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, yep. it is so damn unbelievable that it's just low, man. I can't believe that they got the UK faction in this. The Frankfurt politics stuff aside, I can't believe that they got so butthurt that we got on a level playing field and got up to a Power 5 level, and that scared them so much that they saw this opportunity, and they actually did it. They actually went through with it. I cannot believe that.
Ross, sometimes I blame myself, right? Because you remember that show I did, that Living in America show where we got that Adidas deal?
Yeah.
I feel like that was the day that it got truly under their skin so bad that I feel like all the balls went in, or like all the wheels of motion went into action. If anybody remembers that Living in America show, they end up getting deleted from ESPN Louisville. But the day that the Adidas deal went public, I said it. I said the entire game of college sports has changed because Nike didn't have control over recruiting anymore. because Adidas went straight to the university, got us facilities, stadium sponsorship, sponsored the university instead of having to go through the NCAA and then looking the other way for Nike and then putting all of their investigators, just leaving them on Adidas. All that shit changed the day Tom Jurich did the deal with Adidas.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it did, man.
We've been under attack since that day.
Yep. And, you know, like I was going with it with somebody earlier online on social media, like there's so many damn layers to this that it would write a book. I mean, seriously, and somebody's probably going to get a nice book out of this one day because we won't be stuck in this forever.
But they gotta be a damn good writer because it's so much.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. It really is. But you know, it's like I said, I just can't believe that we're all living through this, that this is real. I mean, there are greater things in life than sports, but sports bring a lot of happiness. You know what I'm saying? They bring a lot of purpose to not just fans, but to people in general, you know, and there's jobs involved. There's all kinds of stuff, you know, so you would think anything that's good for the city of Louisville and the city and the University of Louisville would be good for the state. But as we know, don't always view it that way outside in the counties. And it's just, I just can't believe it. I mean, it's just, I don't even know what to say, man. So
Ross, man, jump in here again. Listen, I was hoping you jump in here once I was able to, like I said, I remember when you told me I need to drop the link in here. I've been working on it. I mean, I wasn't working hard, but I knew I had to start doing it, open it up for everybody else. Get on out of here. I'm going to answer a couple of questions and then I'm going to get out of here too.
Yeah, man, you have a good one. Thanks for everything. Keep us up in the loop, man. It's just, your Connor that was on here earlier, he's in that Discord. He's spitting the facts. I've already seen him. He's for real. So
okay, I got to jump into Discord too then.
All right. Later, man.
Later.
Back Cards fans, Card Nation.
No doubt. Aaron, here's the thing. Here's Aaron. This is what happened a couple years back. And everybody, I know y'all know the story. I just want to give a quick synopsis of this. Rick Pitino, this is when Rick Pitino first started getting heat. Rick Pitino said, if you want to fix college basketball, you got to get the shoe companies out of it. This is the reason Rick said this is because Rick had guys signed to come here. Rick had players come here. When Rick had a guy coming here to an Adidas school, that player was getting kicked off of his Nike AAU team. Or that player wasn't invited to Nike EYBL if he was going to an Adidas school. So Rick was losing the best players in the country because Nike wouldn't work with any player that was going to an Adidas school. And Nike was the one sponsoring the AAU teams. They were the one throwing the Nike EYBL, the Pangos. So every kid felt like in order to be ranked like a one and done, you had to go to that Nike camp. You had to go EYBL, Nike Pangos. You had to go to Nike, one of the Nike Elite AAU teams. So Rick was saying, this is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this kid. He want to come to Louisville, all this. And then all of a sudden, every college that, or every person that has an affiliation with Nike says, we can't work with you anymore. Okay. So Rick is like, okay, you got the relationship between Rick and Adidas. Adidas is sending Rick Yeezys and kids are sending the Yeezys. We got the swag and the energy is just going Adidas. But you can't get past the fact that Nike is controlling the recruiting rankings or the recruiting, all that side of it. So Rick always had to get the second tier guys because, and here's the thing, they were blatantly committing violations. Rick signed the guy. The guy's on his way here. All of a sudden, the guy gotta listen, big stuff. Like y'all saw Zion's mom's house. Rick had a guy come in here. All of a sudden, their parents, the next week, their parents moved into a $250,000 house paid for with an agent. You know what I'm saying? It's like Rick just said, hey, man, we can't do it like this. So what happens is the University of Louisville says we got to find a way to get around because we can't get kids like that, you know, whatever. So basically, the University of Louisville and Adidas said, hey, instead, okay, Nike spends, yes, let's just say Nike spends $300 million, you know, per, you know, 3 schools or something like that. Louisville went to Adidas and said, hey, just give us $100 million. You can sponsor our end zone, our stadium. Just make all our shit the best facilities. Just sponsor our school. Don't worry about going to the high school and buying all the teams and buying all these Adidas tournaments. Just sponsor our school and make our shit the best facilities. Rick, Bobby, all them, Lola said, trust me, you make all our facilities the best, we'll get the kids. Don't worry about that recruiting thing. We'll get these kids on campus, we'll get them. Adidas says, cool. 100, 140, 170, whatever the number was, we'll get that straight to the University of Louisville. And they earmarked it so Tom Jurich could spend it. So that 170, it don't go through Neely, it don't go through nobody else. It went straight to Tom Jurich and the athletic department. So now Tom got $170 million to spend it on whatever he wants at the University of Louisville. So it's like, oh shit, game on. I can get this. I can get this. I can match this. I can get the boosters to match this. I can go in half on the Keeper Center. I can do all this. Like, game on. That shit sent a ripple effect through shoe companies everywhere. They did what? Guess what happened the next day? Aaron, not the next day. Within a month, Aaron, there was an FBI sting operation in which Christian Dawkins said an FBI federal agent said, I want Rick Pitino. Give us Rick Pitino. Christian Dawkins was a 21-year-old startup agent. And they used him to get, listen, that FBI thing, mess that we're involved in, and Jordan Fair and all that, that whole investigation started immediately following the FBI, or immediately following the Adidas University of Louisville deal. Michael Avenatti said he had evidence that Nike paid Zion Williamson. The FBI seized all of Michael Avenatti's assets, took his computers and everything, and charged him with felony extortion and facing 136 years immediately. I'm not talking conspiracy theory. If you give me a side eye and say, Marcus, oh, they broke the rules and that, no, you're fucking stupid. You're stupid. You're just stupid. I'm not arguing with you about conspiracies. And so you're telling me 10 of these things happened and 2 of the things I was wrong about. See, Marcus, you're just going overboard. Shut up. Go lose somewhere else. Go be a loser somewhere else. We're in here. We're trying to make things happen. We don't mind challenging a bit of authority here. You stupid. Shut up. This is real stuff. This is real stuff. Yes, Louisville was the, and here's the thing. It just so happened. Listen, y'all, this is what's beautiful. This is why whenever y'all feeling down, this is why you shouldn't feel down. Because the sports gods, what's the saying? He won't give you more than you can handle. And the sports gods have given us a lot of shit, right? But it just so happens the moment Adidas sponsored Louisville, you can't make this shit up, y'all. The moment Adidas sponsored the University of Louisville, you just so happened to have one of the best, most electrifying football players in the history of college football in Lamar Jackson. Just coincidence that Adidas took a gamble on the University of Louisville and the sports gods gave us all Lamar Jackson. Do y'all know what the return is when you spend $140 or $170 on the University of Louisville, and because you have Lamar Jackson, okay, when you give Louisville $170,000 or $170 million, right? That's a 10-year deal. So you say, okay, it's going to take 6 years to break even. The last 4 years are going to be profit. So we'll give you this 170, and we'll bite the bullet for 6 years. But we feel like in year 6, 7, 8, 9, we're gonna be making money. Adidas made their money back and a profit on year 1 because you got Lamar Jackson. But wait, it gets better. You made Adrian, they fucking listening. Listen, y'all, donate to the channel. If you know they listening and you know my car gonna run out of gas tomorrow or something, donate to the channel and share the channel and hit the subscribe button. Do whatever you can to help the channel. Listen, not only did you make all your money back, not only did you make all your money back if you're Adidas in year 1 and turn a profit, you just so happen to have Donovan Mitchell simultaneously one of the best human beings on the planet that ever lived. Donovan Mitchell, Spider Mitchell, Rick Pitino, Donovan Mitchell, draft rookie of the year, Ben Simmons versus Donovan Mitchell. All that's under this Adidas sponsorship. Adidas said, oh my God, I gave a pissy little $140 or $170 million to the University of Louisville, and they gave us Lamar Jackson and Donovan Mitchell in year 1. Do y'all understand why this machine had to be terminated? It's amazing that there's a program to this day. It's amazing. Albert, that's where I was going. I mean, golly. Gosh. This is real stuff, y'all. This happened. And I was screaming at the time, y'all, see what's going on. This Adidas thing's a problem. Nike has never taken a hit like that. Y'all don't think it's weird how Avenatti ended up in jail? Avenatti and what's my Christian Dawkins ended up in jail with AK-47s pointed at their face. Y'all knew there was no chance. Louisville could have won 7 more games. Louisville was going to be the first out in the basketball tournament, hands down. I mean, like I'm not saying this to y'all, but I'm saying this. Y'all were here. Kentucky had a year where they got a bad seat. They got put in the Duke region early or something. They got put in what they thought was a bad region. Hey, y'all. The very next year, the athletic director of the Duke took an early exit that year, I think. The very next year, the athletic director of the University of Kentucky, I keep saying Duke, the athletic director of the University of Kentucky was on the selection committee, y'all. 2 years later, that same athletic director became the head of the NCAA selection committee. Listen, y'all, when I told you, whenever you see some minor issue about the University of Louisville appear on the bottom line of ESPN, your boy was coming. I can't think of his name right now. It's not important. Your boy was coming to the University of Louisville. He was a 4-star. He was a good 4-star player. He decommitted and committed to Kentucky. And this 4-star kid all of a sudden had his announcement on ESPN. LeBron James didn't have his fucking announcement on ESPN. And this kid, was it Devin Askew? And Devin Askew went from being committed to Louisville as a 4-star to having his announcement on ESPN going to Kentucky. And years ago, 4 years ago, I said, David Scott, head program director at ESPN, also author of John Calipari's 2 of his autobiographies. Don't y'all think that's a little coincidental? Bucket, that's a conspiracy theory. Everybody graduated from some, but I just watched Kentucky coaches get DUIs and beat up on their wives. Marcus, it's not a big story. David Scott. Dino Gaudio came from ESPN. Dino Gaudio and Chris Mack. Chris Mack put his reputation on the line just so he could tell y'all. Kentucky went to ESPN and tried to have one of our games changed to another day. That tells you they've been doing this shit forever. Coach Mack put his reputation on the line to tell y'all, this is the shit I got to deal with. Kentucky canceled our game. I said, can we do this date? They said a week ain't enough time getting back from England. Okay, England trip got canceled. Can we do that date? Nah, we can't do that date. Okay, tomorrow I find out you're playing Notre Dame on that same date. Nah, well, fuck you. And then keep in mind, Mac only did that video because the fucking media was saying it was Mac that was scared of Kentucky. They were participating in the, what do you call it? The media, I don't even know the word. I can't think of the word. When media is just, just programming. Everybody couldn't wait to laugh. Mac is scared. Mac is using this. He's scared. Mac jumped through 13 hurdles to play Kentucky. 13 hurdles. He told you they canceled, they rescheduled, they canceled, and then they put another team in the date we wanted to play, and then went to ESPN and tried to get one of our games rescheduled. But all we get from the media, the local media, is there stories that Mac might be scared to play Kentucky? We fight some fucking uphill battles here. I came in here as one of the most exciting and knowledgeable radio voices. You want to know what they always ask me when I get on boards or when I want to do public service? You know what they want to ask me? Can I be neutral when it comes to Kentucky? So they ask me. People want to offer me jobs. People not want to. People offer me jobs. And they ask questions like, basically, can we get you to tone off Kentucky a little bit? Fuck you. No. Pardon my language. Sorry, y'all. Listen, it's 1:30 in the morning, y'all. People who shouldn't talk like that shit. Could you imagine somebody saying, hey, Marcus, we want you to join this group. We want you to be a part of this group. Good opportunities. But yeah, we want you to stop talking about Kentucky. Fuck you. Y'all see what happens. And this is not against Kentucky. This is people graduate from the University of Louisville. They got the same right as somebody who graduated from the University of Kentucky. So you want me to say people from the University of Louisville are not entitled to the same positions in life as somebody from the University of Kentucky? That's what you want me to do to get this job or to be a part of this group? Fuck you. Like I said, again, I'm not even going at the Kentucky person. I'm going at the system that says you got to watch what you say when you're talking about Kentucky, but you get to say anything you want. And you get to cover the story how you want when it's Louisville. I sat there and watched 25 football players. I don't care about the football players. I watched 25 football players. I watched hit and runs. I watched coaches, domestic violence. I looked at a fucking article about Court Dennison on a case, a domestic case that was dropped before it even became a case, turned into a referendum on Louisville sports. The same thing that people said Louisville sports should get the death penalty, I watched happen at Kentucky, and nobody even investigated. There's nothing sadder in life, y'all, than when college students reach out to their rival fan base because do y'all remember this really happened? A football player was accused of running up into a fraternity, beating people up and shit, brandishing a firearm, all this shit. Y'all remember what the punishment was for that kid? He went to a Kentucky, on-campus board, and he had to write a report about why it's wrong to, or I'm sorry, he brandished a gun and beat people up, and his punishment was write a report on why you need to control your temper. It really happened. I'm not making that up. They got Kenny Payne too. This stuff really happened. Give me a second to say thank you to everybody really quick. CJ3K, it was my pleasure, man. Thanks for supporting the channel, y'all. Because like I said, every day, I do think it's my last day on media. So every time I do one of these night shows, I'm like, might as well get your money's worth because this is going to get shut down. I might as well get your money's worth, y'all, because this thing is getting shut down. CJ3K, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody to thank. Sorry, real quick. Aaron, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Y'all get out of here at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I might do a pregame show. I'll definitely do a post-game tomorrow night. The fight is still on, though. Don't get it confused. We get frustrated, but we gonna fight. We gonna fight for I'm gonna fight for my football program, my basketball program, anybody who graduated, the fans who never set one foot on the Louisville campus. We fighting. We're gonna fight. I'm fighting for the Adidas deals. I'm fighting for the right to play by the same rules. Period. Enjoy y'all night. Yeah. Jake, this is so sad. Y'all, listen, I enjoy myself. I just got new tires. I just got new brakes. I just got a tune-up. I even got my filter changed. My cabin filter changed. My oil filter changed. I got a oil change. My car is in perfect operating condition. I'm respectful when I get pulled over. Ooh, you know what I'm gonna do in the morning? My upgrade. Look, it is December, right? I haven't put my new sticker on. My license plate been expired. The sticker been expired since October. Listen, I promise y'all, tomorrow when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna put my sticker. My sticker's in my console. I'm gonna put my sticker on my license plate because that's how they'll get you. They'll say he was driving with expired stickers and blah blah blah. Yeah, y'all enjoy yourselves. He said, "Rest in peace, Lou." Yeah, I'm with.